Hi, I'm Codie Elaine Oliver. I created the popular Black Love docu-series with my husband after seeing the lack of Black people in media and entertainment in happy, loving relationships. We were actually being told there was a Black marriage crisis. So I asked Black people who were married what it takes to make their marriage work. And after more than 200 interviews, I've heard it all. So buckle up and enjoy getting the full story directly from the couples themselves. This is Black Love, The Interviews. Flex and Shanice are the epitome of tough times don't last, tough people do. When Tommy and I interviewed them in 2015, we had only been married 8 months, and Flex and Shanice had been married 15 years. Their advice to us was communication is key. Now, we heard that from a lot of couples, but reflecting on it now, I understand exactly what they meant. Talking through their fears and being vulnerable was crucial to them making it through their financial problems. But as with all our couples, we start at the beginning. So take a listen as Shanice and Flex remember their chance meeting at an apartment complex that led to marriage.
He followed me. No, just kidding. He moved into my apartment building and he was getting on the elevator and I was getting off the elevator. And we knew of each other, but we didn't know each other. And his cousin was with him, Ed, at the time. And Ed used to be on Motown when I was on Motown Records. So I saw them and I was on my way to Lauryn Hill's concert. And I said, Flex, you live here? He said, I'm moving my stuff in today. He said, let me get your number. I said, okay, let me go get a pen. I went upstairs to get a pen.
She was gone for like 40 minutes. I was like, nah,
I took forever to come back downstairs because my cousin was running late and she was supposed to go to the concert with me. And so I'm on the phone like, where are you? And so anyway, by the time I got downstairs, he was gone. And then 2 weeks later, we ran into each other again by the elevator. And he said, okay, I'm not going to let you leave without getting your number. But the crazy thing is, we weren't trying to talk to each other.
Yeah, it wasn't even like, let me get you, it wasn't like that.
Yeah,
I mean? I had gotten out of a relationship and I was like, I want to know who I am. I didn't want to be with anybody. Yeah,
I wasn't looking at all. At that moment, I was like, I'm good. And for the first time, it's crazy because my whole life, I always felt like I had to be in a relationship, And before I met him, I was at peace with just being by myself. I was enjoying just being by myself.
Me too.
So when I met him, I wasn't looking and I didn't see it coming. I really didn't.
Yeah,
I was like, oh, he's a cool guy in the building. He's the homie.
At all.
I was in my 20s.
I was 20, hold on. I was 20.
That's a doggone shame. We don't know.
Hold on, I was 20, 28, 29. Because we got married.
And I'm a lot younger. I'm a lot younger than you.
Whatever.
Just kidding.
Married at 30. So it was like, I was 28 going on 29. Probably 29. Around.
And I was about like 25, 26.
26. Yep.
26.
Yep. So, and the funny thing is, the date I was moving in to her building is the date that our son was born, which was March 5th.
Yeah. So after we got married, years later, our son was born on March 5th, and that's the day that we met.
I remember that date because
that date.
When they tell you got to move, like that date is stamped in your head. I think a little bit when I went out to the little birthday party they had at her mom's house, I kind of was like, But I really knew when I drove out to San Bernardino, I was like, I ain't driving out there just to be driving. But when I drove out then, I was just like, wow. I said, man, she's really, special, and different, and just it was the first time I'd had a friendship first with a woman. I had never had friendships. It was just like you hook up and that's it. But it was the first time, I cried on her shoulders when I lost my grandmother, and because I had just lost my grandmother.
Yeah.
And
that's the first time a man has ever cried on my shoulder.
And it was just so I did that, and I was just like, wow. Like, I just let myself go. I just felt like I could be me, with her. And I think that was really, it just stood out. I was just like, man, she's spiritual. She's funny, goofy. Like, we'd be goofy. I used to call and say, yo, it's Pablo, and just doing silly stuff. And then
no, we always make each other laugh.
And it just was like, wow. And I just saw how she was with her family, and it reminded me of my family, how everybody's just, connected. And I just it was one of those things where I went, yeah.
He would come to my apartment all the time, and we would sit and watch the Best of Cops.
Oh yeah, we watched.
And
Cops.
that was our thing every day. He would come to my house and we watch Cops.
I bring the tapes. I had Too Hot for TV, Cops. We sit and watch that, and I remember I would fall asleep. I fell asleep on the bed. I would be like this on the other side.
Yeah.
Like
because we waited till we were married.
Yeah, we waited till we got married. We were in a discipleship class, and we just like, we want to do it a different way, because heck, we did it wrong.
We did it wrong for so many years.
That we want to do it different, and I remember trying to just be cool, and I would get up and I would go up steps because I lived literally on the 5th floor. She was on the 3rd, and my stomach would be killing me.
Oh God, please don't.
And I was like, all right, see you later. And I go up the steps. I'd be like,
I can't believe he just said that.
I was holding the joints in because I was like, I don't want her to see that part yet.
God, you have to talk about that.
The first time she came to my apartment, it happened. It slipped out.
Yeah, he was showing me around the apartment. He was like, I'm like, what?
I was like, yeah, this is mine. I was trying to walk fast. I was like, yeah, his. I was like, oh man.
So he broke me in real early.
I said, you gonna call me again? Yeah. So yeah, I knew then. I was like, yeah, okay, she could deal with that. We could.
Yeah. We got married in February of 2000, and in December of 2000, I was pregnant. So we had her the next year.
Yeah, she came to see me, and I was doing a movie in Canada. She came up, and yes, we got together. And then when I remember I came back, she picked me up at the airport, and I came back, and I looked at her, and I was like, "You're pregnant."
Yeah.
I was like, "You look different."
Before I even took a test,
I was like, "You're pregnant." She just looked different.
Immediately.
It was crazy. So
tell.
We had her right away, and then went into shooting the first season of One on One. So it was she was born August. That was the first season we were filming.
Yeah.
And then September 11th happened. And we were just like, oh man, we're gonna bring a child in this world.
It was crazy. And she was just born, and then 9/11. I'm like,
oh man, it was crazy. But we just, I didn't, she woke up every 2 hours to feed.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't leave the room. I stayed in the room.
He did. And yeah, he helped me a lot.
She was like, go in another room.
I said, go in another room because you got, he was shooting one-on-one. I'm like, you're going to be tired. You're going to look tired on camera. And he's like, no. And he would get up all through the night, help me, Because
that stuff, you can't get that back.
But the thing that was really, really difficult for me was when I got pregnant, I lost my record deal. I was with LaFace Records at the time. And they said, we're going to just let you be a mom for a while. And they let me go. So I was excited about this. I had this new baby, but I lost my deal. So it was like, I was kind of like very emotional.
And it was at a time where, she was just like, look, I can sing and still be a mom and still be beautiful.
Still sing.
And then right after that, everybody was showing off their pregnancy. Like, and
that's how it should be. You should celebrate life.
That.
It shouldn't be like you're cursed because you're pregnant.
And watching her go through that was
difficult.
We just did it. We just handled it as it came. Yeah. We just we had a lot of family. Her family was out here, so we needed help. And she really kind of went through postpartum because you had all the older family members saying, that first year you got to stay in, don't go nowhere.
Yeah, I got depressed because I was afraid to take the baby out of the house because of germs and this and that, and I breastfed and she wouldn't take a bottle, so I couldn't even go to the store.
Yeah, it was bad.
And I would just cry because I felt like I was excited about our new baby, but Flex was able to just jump up and go to work, go to the gym, go golf with his friends, do this, do that. And I felt like my life kind of, for that moment, I felt like everything just stopped,
So we juggled, the show, she would come down the set, family would come down the set, she'd bring.
So I would just hang out with them, bring the baby down the set. They gave her own trailer.
So
our baby, she had her own little trailer. She took her first steps on the set.
Took her first steps on the stage.
And she wants to act. Isn't that something? Now she wants to be an actress.
So we just handled it. I don't think we didn't have a plan. We didn't have say, okay, we're gonna do this. We just roll with it as it went. You want to have that time, but
I'm glad we did the way
I'm glad we did the way we did because
it's such a blessing.
It's a blessing, and it's just every day is not promised. You know what I mean? And you can't sit back and just go, yeah, we'll wait 2 years, we'll plan it out. Yeah, that's your hope, but you just never know what life brings. And you know, we didn't really think about it. We were like, we knew we wanted to have kids. We wanted to have 4 actually.
Yeah.
And I just knew I wanted to have kids, and she wanted to have kids, and we just did it. We did. I don't think we really said, well, let's wait 2 years. We just did it.
And I remember telling my mom, you know, that I was pregnant, and she was really quiet.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I said, she's not. I don't think she's happy.
She was. Oh my God.
She was. I think she told me when I told her that I was pregnant. Like the fact that hearing grandma and all that had to register, you know.
But you know, it was a lot back to back too. Because remember, I pulled her in the bathroom and told her, I was like,
yeah, we were only dating after about 3 months, and then he pulled my mom into the bathroom and said, "I gotta tell you something. I'm in love with your daughter."
I love your daughter, and she was just like, "Whoa."
How did this
happen?
So it went from that to I'm pregnant.
Yeah.
But she was excited once the babies got here. I mean, they love. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I think it just depends. I mean, there's some couples that say, you know what? Yeah, we got a plan.
Yeah, it's different. It works differently for everybody.
I think it works different for everybody.
Yeah. You'll never feel like it's the right time. You'll always have an excuse.
Always. I don't care how much money you got in the bank.
I
don't care what plans you have. It is never you'll never be prepared.
You just got to dive right into it.
And the thing is, it's not promised, you know, because it's not your timing. You know what I mean? Ultimately, you know, you can try all day, but, you know, when God says that baby's due, that's when it's due.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we know people that have tried and can never have babies. You know what I mean? So, you know, you just, you know, but there's fun trying. So we were in our second home. We just, you know, making money, and you know, work had just slowed up. It was.
What year?
This was 2006 into 7 because
when things start to slow down.
Yeah. But yeah, 2006 going to 2007. That's when the regular money stopped coming in, and I had done some things, you know, here and there in between, but and then the financial collapse in 2008 really just, you know, as we tried to be smart, we had some property in Vegas. We're like, okay, we'll get property, rent it out. The bottom fell out. We, you know, did a second on the house, pulled money out, and, you know, expenses were so high. And, you know, and I blame myself in the sense of just never learning, never having the example of how you budget and how you take care of your money. My mom and my grandmother, they worked and lived check to check. And I'm sure the generation before that didn't have an example, didn't have any example of how you do it. She, on the other hand, you know, her mother and aunt, they were always good with her money. So I just, you know, I felt like, you know, she wanted something, like, yeah, go ahead, get it. You know what I mean? I go to Burberry, spend $10,000, getting her stuff. And
he didn't tell me. I didn't know until he spent, just recently, he told me how much he spent on that Burberry.
It was right after you had Imani, and I just wanted to lift her confidence. So, you know, we got this leather skirt, his boots, all this stuff.
I didn't know he spent $10,000 on Burberry.
So, and I'm in there with that black card. Ooh, that black card.
The black card got us in trouble.
Man. So you look at it like this, like, you making this money, right? The money stops, your expenses are here. So I don't care how much money you have, when there's no money coming in to replace what's going out, and you're just going outsourcing, it doesn't work, you know. And then, you know, we got into the dangers of, you know, losing the house. We kept getting notices, and we were trying to fight it. And then Chase, you know, told us, and I had a check to come in. I was like, all right, boom, I'm gonna pay it. But we were trying to get a modification. That's when those modifications were running rampant. And I called, and they said no. They was like, no, if you want us to help you, you got to be behind 3 months. So I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, because you're paying on time. They're like, you don't need a loan modification if you're paying on time.
Yeah. So we took that check, paid some bills. All right, cool. But then it's a game, you know, calling, oh, your paperwork, we didn't get it, send it again. This department, we didn't speak to we went back and forth with that for literally 2 years, almost 3 years. And, subsequently ended up, I'm driving to an audition. She calls me. She's like, oh, the sheriff's here at the house. We got to go. They tell us to get out. We got 5 minutes. I whip around, drive back. And, the guy's there. And he really gave us probably 15 minutes instead of 5. And we got our stuff. And we ended up going to Embassy Suites.
I had a show to do that night, and I was about to get in the shower, and I was rehearsing my songs, and I was in a great mood, and all of a sudden that knock on the door was so loud.
Yeah.
And they said we had 5 minutes to get out. Yeah. I think that has to be like one of the worst days of my life.
Yeah, thankfully the kids went to school.
The kids weren't home, so that was.
We to Embassy Suites, and our pastor at the time put money down so we could have the first couple of nights. And thankfully, I had done a Verizon commercial, and the residuals were coming in, so I was able to say, all right, thanks, Pastor, and I took it over, paid for the rest of the time there, and we were able to put money aside for a place, and then we have friends that just really, I had to say, Shamika and Martin Lawrence, Bentley Kyle Evans, God, it was so many people that came through and just blessed us, and whew. Yeah, it just, people think that, there aren't good people out there. There are great people out there, and you go through a lot in this industry and stuff, but you really see who your friends are when you're down. And we had some great people that weren't even in this industry. Her friends that she's grown up with and, she's known since high school would come over and just,
here's groceries. Here's gas money. And it just blew my mind, but I told her, I said, because there were many years that, we helped people, and not to pat us on the back, but I told her, I said, babe, those are, we sowed some good seeds, and this was the harvest, and we were so thankful. And then we ended up getting this place here that we're in now, and have amazing landlords, and we just went more like this, as opposed to, really going in on each other over finances, because that's number one usually in divorce. That's above domestic violence, and we just kept believing and knowing that, it would change. Constant prayer and just and strengthening each other. Like she said, days she was down, I was up. Days I was down, she was up. Yeah, we were never down at the same time.
Yeah, because that would have been bad.
Yeah, we were never crying together like, what are we gonna do?
That would have been bad. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
But we just balanced each other and just looked at our babies.
Yeah.
Said we got to do it for them.
Hi, I'm Codie Elaine Oliver, wife, mama, CEO, and co-creator of Black Love. Listen, I'm so excited to announce my new podcast called My New BFF with Codie Elaine Oliver. That's right, fam. Join me as I talk to people who you know, people you should know, and people you're definitely going to want to get to know after our conversation. I love being able to get beyond what you see on social media or TV or whatever their public image is and really get to know a person. And trust me, we will be getting deep. I'm telling you, by the end of each episode, you'll understand why I want each of these people as my new BFF, and you'll be calling them your new BFF too. So keep an eye out on wherever you get your podcasts and get ready to join me as I find my new BFF.
I was going to quit the business. Mm-hmm. This is when we were just friends and just talking. I was like, man, I said, I'm out here, I'm auditioning, I said, I'm tired of it. I was a booking. I said, it's sad, the black industry, doesn't support you, and I said, I get more love from, mainstream industry, and I was frustrated. I was like, man, it's crazy. I said, I've been putting years into it. She was like, look, you got to create your own vehicles. You know what I mean? She said, you're too talented, you're too funny, da, da, da. And I was just like, yeah, whatever. And I just thought about it. I was like, wow. And I remember calling her back probably, I don't know how much later. And I was like, you know what? I got an idea. I'm gonna start pitching, and it came from a friend of mine who was a teenage dad in New York. And I remember just being like, yo, man, how, laughing at him, like, how you gonna be pimping with a car seat in the back, And then I saw LL Cool J's commercial. It was a Coca-Cola commercial, and he was doing his daughter's hair on a stoop. And I was like, man, that's a show.
And the ponytails were all crooked.
The ponytails were crooked. I said, that's a show. And then I remember I called out, I said, I know who I want to play my daughter. And at the time, they were doing the WNBA commercials. Yeah. They were playing the Little Rascals theme. And Kyla Pratt, she was on the talking about, is your name Cheryl Swoops? She was like, yeah. She said, well, you need to work on your crossover. Da, da. I was like, yo, she's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Before he even pitched it, he said, that's going to be my daughter.
She's going to play my daughter. So
he said that, yeah.
That was the process, and just her saying that was just like, wow, that's deep, that she would even have that foresight to say, hey, you gotta stick with it and create your own.
Hi, everyone. I know you're enjoying hearing from this couple, but I had to take a minute to answer a question we always get asked. Where can I watch the Black Love docu-series? Where can I watch Black Love shows like Couch Conversations, Doula Dads, Male vs. Man, Moms with Coffee? Well, Tommy and I created a solution. The Black Love Plus app is available to download now for free, thanks to our friends at Target, and it includes all your favorite Black Love content, including some of our live events that you might have missed, filmed for you and available now on Black Love Plus. You can download it wherever you get your apps, Apple TV, Roku, your Android, your iPhone. Just do it today. Download the Black Love Plus app. Flex and Shanice's vulnerability during this interview always stuck with me and really has become a cornerstone of Black Love. It was one of the first interviews we did. We always want our couples to know that when we come into their space, their truth, their stories will always be valued and respected by us. As we continue the conversation, let's jump back in as Flex and Shanice tell us about the inception of their reality show and how a vision board helped guide their journey.
We just pushed through. We just kept pushing. And I think that with anything, you have to just keep pushing and just know in your heart that it's gonna get better. Because I think if we sit back and just go, oh man, I'm hoping something changes. We gotta, just like she was like, we need to do this, and it was her idea to say that we need to do it. So it was like, oh, okay, cool, let's do it. So we found students from a school in Santa Monica to shoot our sizzle reel. We got them, brought them in, shot our sizzle reel. And I said, babe, you realize it, this was, you thought about that, so.
I'm all about creating your own opportunities,
Yeah.
When did you make the vision board?
That was in 2007.
Mm-hmm.
I was
Maybe in the midst of all of this.
That was still, we were going through,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were going through.
We were arguing. I was like, I ain't doing it.
Yeah, we actually had arguments about it. He said, I'm never gonna do a reality show. I was like, forget you.
Y'all look at her smile and all that stuff, but let me tell you, she can get at you.
Look, I'm a ham. I love the camera, so it didn't bother me at all. And this was something that I've wanted to do. I begged him for 7 years to do a reality show. He told me no, because he wants to do, the big movies, and he said they're not going to take me serious as an actor anymore if I'm doing a reality show. And so what I did was I had a vision board and I wrote reality show on a check, and I put it on my vision board, and I put Miss Winfrey's name on my vision board. And 7 years later, we're sitting in her office pitching our idea. So
how did you convince him?
I think I just
we spoke to a friend.
A really good friend of ours named Corey. He really talked about the benefits and just just how you have to adapt, or you get left behind. You have to be able to adapt to what's going on. And I think both of us, fortunately in our careers, have been able to, change with each generation and kind of still be, relevant. And we went through just a terrible time with losing everything and home, cars, money, everything. And then I said, babe, I said, you know what? I was like, you're right. I said, I think this is what we're supposed to do. Imani, you gotta be quiet, baby.
Sorry. I was just Imani, we can hear you. We're filming.
That's okay,
I was like, oh shoot.
So we just we talked about it, and I still felt like, I'm like, man, I want to be looked at as a serious actor. I mean, I've been putting in work for years, and but I just felt like this was the time to tell the story, and we wanted to tell our story before somebody else did.
Yeah, because we actually had a story to tell. Going from singing, touring to Flex had one-on-one for several seasons, and everything was like popping when we first got married. And then when I stopped singing and he stopped, the show ended. There was nothing coming in. Everything was going out, and we ended up losing everything: our home, our car, finances, everything. And we felt like, why not tell our story? Because we may be able to help somebody else that's going through the same thing. A lot of times people feel like there's no way out. I've had people say to me that I was about to commit suicide and I watched your show, and your show saved my life. So, when I hear stories like that, I'm like, okay, I'm so glad. At first I was nervous about telling our story. I'm not gonna lie, and the first time I saw the preview for the season, I said in there, it's hard being a broke celebrity.
And they used that bite.
And they and then I felt sick to my stomach. I was like, should I have said that? Or, I was kind of nervous at first.
And I was like, that's what it is, babe. I said, I'm like, that was the right thing to say, because it was in truth. I know it brought us closer, brought us tighter.
We prayed a lot.
Prayed and she, we both had our times where we were, but I always, I think I had a different outlook. I think I had a more, because men are more cerebral, and I just was like, it's gonna work out. It's gonna work out, And
trust me, I cried. I shed a whole lot of tears.
And I shed tears too.
And it felt, and he did shed. He shed some tears as well. Like, during his moments of doubt, I felt strong. And then when I felt like, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? He lifted me up. So, we had each other shoulder to cry on.
And we just said, we just gotta push through. We got these babies.
Yeah, and I think that's what really, when you have kids, you can't give up. Even if you want to, these kids, they have to eat, So, so that's what really pushed us through. We're more similar.
Yeah.
I mean, we're different, but we're more similar.
Yeah. I would say definitely more similar.
I'm afraid I don't like to hurt people's feelings. So one thing that's different about us is he knows how to say no. If it's something that he doesn't want to do, he's like, that's not going to work. I'm not going to do it. But for me, sometimes I'll do it just because I don't want to hurt the person's feelings.
And then regret doing it.
And I'll regret it, like, dang, I should have said no, because I don't like to hurt people. And I feel like if I'm honest, I might hurt.
She doesn't like to, and if something's bothering her, she'll hold it and not
deal
with the person. And I'm like, no, you have to deal with that. You got to release that, because that turns into sickness.
Yeah, I'll hold it in, but then I'll vent to Flex. And he's like, why you tell the person? Don't tell me.
You're telling me, tell them,
So that's something I have to work on. He's good at saying, he's just straightforward. This is how it is. And I'm the opposite.
Because I figure that way you do it, you get it out, you get it over with, and guys either going to continue to be friends or not, and I think that's the best way. You're not walking around kind of like, faking it.
Right.
I hate doing that.
Well, I don't fake it.
No, not faking it. Not that you're faking it, but I'm just, okay, not that word, but tiptoeing around it.
Okay.
Yeah, tiptoeing around it. I'd say that. We've been through the worst.
Yeah.
I mean,
the financial thing was the worst. As far as us, we pretty much, we get along. We don't really argue. We get mad at each other, but we kind of get over it fast.
And we talk about it, communicate. I said, look, we gotta, there was a time where we just kind of, get upset. She go off, I go off.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yo, we can't.
I know. Remember in the beginning, we used to argue in the beginning.
We can't go to bed angry, and we got to talk about it. You know, because when you end up talking about it, you find out how really ridiculous it is.
It is, yeah.
You know, and that's the thing. We'll talk about it, and the biggest thing for me I had to learn, and I still learning in that area, is just to like, okay, you know what, listening and saying, okay, you're right. You know, taking her advice on something, or just saying, okay, I didn't see it that way. You know what I mean? Because I'm used to just being a protector. I'm like, no, I got it. You know, and there's plenty of things she's been like, babe, I'm telling you, babe, this, that. And
yeah, because it was a person that came into his life that did some business with him, and I said from day one, I said, that person, I don't pick up a good vibe. Yeah. And sure enough,
she was right.
That person screwed him really bad. So.
But you know, it you learn.
Yeah.
We laugh a lot, and her spirit, and just knowing that she has been, you know, ride or die. You know, I'm thankful for that the most. That she's been ride or die. She's, you know, she put her life on hold to have our children, and those things I think about all the time. I don't think she knows that, but I think about that all the time.
Oh, thanks.
And I'm just, you know, I know that, you know, I'm blessed in that area, you know. So just getting to laugh with her and cry with her and share dreams, you know, even have disagreements. It's all, you know, I still count it all joy, you know. Mm-hmm. It's still, because we have more good than bad. Yeah. You know, the good is definitely outweighed the bad.
Yeah, and I agree with him. We laugh a lot. Like I said, I've never been in a relationship where I actually had a friend. So sometimes we'll get to talking and laughing. And I'm like, I forget that this is my husband I'm talking to. Like, it's like he's just my friend sometimes. But another thing I love is I just think he's just so cute.
Oh, gosh.
And like when I get up in the morning, I roll over and I smile because I see those dimples.
Oh, God.
And I just think he's adorable. And he's fun. He's, you know, we have fun together. And he's romantic. He's cute. Tall, dark, handsome. He would take me to a hotel and remember he had the rose petals in the room, on the bed, and, you know, candlelight dinner.
We get away, go out to like Laguna or something.
Yeah, we used to, like back in the day, we used to go to Dana Point.
Yeah. And
we would go to the St. Regis. That was back when
that place.
Things were good, you know, financially.
I love that place.
And we would go there and get away and have, like, you know, a glass of wine and the rose petals.
When set up dinner and we had the wine room to ourselves. It was just us in there, and they took care of us, dinner and everything. It was pretty dope.
Well, our family lives with us, so anytime we want to go on a date or go out and have dinner or, you know, hang out with other couples, and, you know, we're able to do that because we do have help. Mm-hmm. So that's what I'm thankful for.
Get away, and it's tough because you do want to get away, but you like, oh, you want the kids to experience stuff because they like to roll.
Yeah, our kids like to hang.
They like to hang out, so it's just like, oh man, you feel bad, but you have to keep that spark. You know,
you have to keep the spark.
You have to work on that.
So like we leave nice little text messages. And
you want to share any? No.
I can't. You just have to be creative.
No. Can't share those. Ooh, can't share those. Ooh. But one time I did text her.
I can't say it.
What? I texted her one time. And was it Elijah? You read it back?
Yes.
He read it back, what I said.
It almost fell out.
And she ran upstairs.
I ran up the steps. I was like, no. That was terrible.
Oh my goodness. It's so funny. She hit me up. She said, I was like, well, he didn't know what it is.
Yeah. Kids are smart.
What advice? I would say communication is key. Don't go to bed angry.
Yeah.
Talk about everything.
Yeah.
Just talk, communicate.
Pray together.
Yes.
Have fun. You know, make each other laugh. Like, I don't know, keep it sexy. Even when you have kids, always keep it hot and sexy.
Got to.
Yeah.
You got to. Like I would go to Victoria's Secret, come back, remember, and I would have all these bras and just everything, little sets and stuff. It's like boom, you know. Gotta do that.
You cannot forget it. When you have children, you can't forget about each other.
Can't forget that. No.
Because sometimes especially when it's your first child, you're like the baby, and you totally forget. You forget about each other. Because what happened to us in the beginning, you know.
We just pushed through. It was like, hey.
Because we talked about it. We're like, wait a minute.
Like, hey.
We don't spend any time together.
Yeah, by the time we do see each other, we like.
We're like that.
Knocked out.
Sleep.
Like, nah, we can't do that. The business sometimes can take over, you know, and you gotta, you know, this is what we used to do. We gotta get back to it. Now we're getting on her. We gotta put them phones down in the room. Don't talk business in the bedroom.
In the bedroom, don't talk about business.
Don't talk business because that energy stays in there.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, it throws everything off.
Yeah.
Don't talk about business.
In the bedroom.
In the bedroom, put the phones down. And what else? Don't let the business override, you know, your marriage, because it can do that.
What's up, guys? This is Anthony Clark.
And I'm Melanie Clark.
And we've got some exciting news for you all.
Now, most of you know us from season 4 of The Black Love Doc, but what you might not know is that Anthony and I have been successful life and relationship coaches for over 20 years.
That's right. And we're bringing our revolutionary style to our brand new podcast, The Amazing Clarks. Every week, we're going to get down to the emotional, mental, and energetic causes underlying the lack of your success in your romantic life and in your personal life.
And we'll be giving you tangible advice that will get you the wins that you deserve.
Don't believe us? Tune in each week, and I guarantee you that you're going to find out right away why we have an industry-shattering 90% client success rate.
So make sure to keep an eye out for our brand new podcast, The Amazing Clarks, coming up on March 16th on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.